everybody, I'm here today to tell you about 6 useful tips for bay parking. If you plan on parking in the bay of a parking lot, then these tips are for you because they will help you do it safely and effectively. Let's get right into the video. Here are the 6 tips. Tip number 1 is always signal. I know that what happens is once you get your license, you sort of become complacent and you just stop doing the things that you're supposed to be doing. And things like in a parking lot, you'll stop signaling because you figure it's not a road. Why should I signal? Am I going to get a ticket for it? Listen. When you signal, you're telling other drivers and pedestrians what you plan on doing. So that's why it's super important to signal when you plan on parking in a bay, in a parking lot, okay? So always signal. If you're gonna be parking to the right of you, signal right. Look, done. It takes 1 second. If you're gonna be parking to the left of you, signal left. Done. Look at that. It takes not even a second, a fraction of a second, and it will greatly reduce your likelihood of getting into an accident. Because you might think that no one's around you and you just start turning into the spot. Meanwhile, you didn't see that car or that pedestrian over there. And that might cause a horrible accident. If you had signaled, they would know what your intentions were and they might be able to avoid you trying to get into that parking spot without seeing them. Let's get right into number 2. Tip number 2 is watch out for parking lot traffic. Like I said, as you have your license, you become complacent and you stop doing the things that you're supposed to be doing. You go into a parking lot and you think, oh, it's a free-for-all over here. Look, there's no stop signs, no lights, no line, just a free-for-all. Listen, it's not a free-for-all, okay? There are rules of the right-of-way and you need to watch out for parking lot traffic. Believe it or not, the likelihood of getting into an accident in a parking lot is probably way higher than you would have thought it would be. Your likelihood of getting into an accident in a parking lot is unbelievably high. For the amount of time that people spend driving in parking lots compared to the roads, the likelihood of getting into an accident is proportionately way larger than it should be. So watch out for parking lot traffic and obviously know who has the right of way and communicate that using your eyes or your hands or your high beams or your signals with the other drivers and pedestrians. Tip number 3 is straighten out if you need to. Okay, I have a collection of pictures on my phone of people that have parked horribly wrong, okay? Literally, like I literally take pride in looking for people that just park in a horrific way, horrible way, and leave their car like that. Listen, don't be lazy. Take the extra 10 seconds to straighten out your car. Even if the parking lot is empty, straighten out your car. Don't park on 2 lines. Don't park on a 45. I cannot tell you how frustrated, obviously you can see it gets me frustrated, but it probably gets other people frustrated as well. Okay, straighten out your car. Because even though you think that, oh, I'm in the lines, I'm on a 45, but I'm in the lines, the person who parks beside you is going to have a hard time getting in or out of that parking spot. And if they manage to get in, they're going to have a hard time opening their door. And if you're like me and you have to take kids out of your back seat, you know, if the car beside you is at an angle, it's very hard to do that. So please, for the sake of not getting anybody frustrated, straighten out your car if you need to straighten it out. Okay, rant over. Tip number 4 is reverse into the parking spot if you can. I always recommend reversing into the parking spot, and I'll tell you exactly why. When you go and choose a parking spot, okay, and you see that the parking spot is empty and you see the traffic around you or lack of traffic around you, you know, if you reverse into that bay of the parking lot, then you know that it's empty. You just checked, you know that it's empty, and you're not reversing against traffic. You're reversing into this fixed confined space. So it's a fixed space, okay, not a fine space. Like I said, that didn't make sense. A confined fixed space. You're reversing into it. Then when you have to exit into that traffic laneway of the parking lot, you're driving forward. You have a better view. If you forward park instead, then you forward park into this, you're using up this fixed space of a parking spot by forward parking. By, you know, you have the best ability to see. When you leave and there's all sorts of traffic, now you have a lessened ability to see because you're looking in reverse. So if you can reverse into the parking spot, do it, because it'll actually decrease your likelihood of getting into an accident in a parking lot massively, because you're doing things the way that makes the most logical sense for accident avoidance. Moving forward to tip number 5, which is strategically choose a parking spot. Now, I'm talking about the location of the spot and also which cars are on either side. If you choose to park in a spot that has both cars parked on an angle inwards toward the spot, and there are 20 other spots, then you're putting yourself in a position where your car might get hit, your door might get dinged, blah, blah, blah. If those people park like that, chances are they don't know how to drive too well, between me and you. Anyways, also the location. Are you parking in the most congested area of the parking lot? If you are, you might be closer to the entranceway of the mall or the grocery store, but you're also putting your car more at risk of getting hit because there's more traffic. So just there's a pro and a con, right? Whenever you park close to the front, that's the most congested part. You're getting a quick walk to the front door of the place, but you're at a higher chance of getting hit, your car. It's as simple as that. You park further back, less congestion, more of a walk, which is better. It's more exercise for you. And there's also less of a chance of your car getting hit. So you need to think about where you're parking. It's not just, there's a spot, let's pull in. Take a quick moment and think, is this the best spot for me? And am I putting myself at risk of parking here while parking here? And do I accept that risk? Okay. Number 6, tip number 6 is move into the spot slowly. Okay, listen, there's no need to go, race car mode into the parking spot. Some people drive in a parking lot and they want to get one spot closest to the entranceway. There's another person coming this way and they're flooring it in the parking lot to get that spot. Come on. That's so dangerous, okay? Move into the parking spot slowly. Move into the bay of the parking lot slowly. It's simple. When you're bay parking your car into a bay of a parking lot, move slowly. No need to floor it. If you got to floor it to get that spot, pick another spot, because believe me, you don't want to be the person who hits something or someone or causes an accident in a parking lot. You don't want that on your mind. So it's as simple as that. Don't rush into the parking spot. Move in slowly. You'll decrease your likelihood of getting into an accident or causing anything bad to happen massively. And that's it. Those are 6 useful tips for bay parking. If you liked the video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you think down below as a comment. And of course, be sure to subscribe for more great car and driving videos just like this one. And that's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching.